cuss, but that's the biggest piece of unhooking mechanism ever made on a deck trailer. Thing's ridiculous. Ridiculous. That's the brand of it. Somebody said in a video not too long ago to take note of the brand and don't buy it. He was right. Piece of junk. Man, that piss you off because you can't do it by yourself. It was in a bind the whole time until he got it, moved that neck right there, and it's still in a bind. That stuff will make a preacher cuss, man. Get out here 100 degrees like that and wrestle with them things, man. Like I said, you can't hardly unhook from this, detach from this trailer by yourself because of that right there. I think that trailer's built for free if they're still in business. I don't know if they are. We had this trailer custom built by them over in North Carolina. I think that's where they're from. Daddy went and picked it up. And boy, there's a lot better latching mechanisms than that right there that's on this one, I tell you. Man, you in a hurry. It's aggravating, man. Working on this road here. All right, this is another track that we had started December 2018. So it's been 7, finna be 8 months since we were on this job. We had cut, I'll put the drone up and show it. I don't know if it'll be in this video or not, but we had cut a fair amount on it, and it was so wet. That's when we was getting all that rain. They want us, we couldn't even get out. They had us just to leave this wood we had processed, so that's what I'm doing right now. I just started on this, loading this stuff up. It can still be hauled and everything. It's just the larger trees that would normally go for logs. We can't haul them for logs. They have to go to the paper mill to be chipped. But this is what happens when this stuff's cut. See this oak right here? This oak is waist tall, sapling right there. Done jumped up that much since we cut in here. One other thing I want to show y'all, all the green growth that we have, but is these things right here. These plants, I'm not sure what these plants are here and here, but what they'll do is they'll come on up. In about another month, these things will have these buds on them, and you can see they're everywhere. And those buds will open and it'll have these little white fuzzy things, and it'll look like snow out here across this. And what that is seed pods floating. But you can see all the greenery from where the sunlight is hit the ground, where it's all greened up and everything. But those white fuzzy things, if you're here working, when they're floating around, they suck into these machines. So they'll suck in them, especially if you have to drive through them, and they'll stop a machine up pretty quick too. They'll just mat in there. We were running a bulldozer one time, pushing through some cutover like this in the fall, and didn't realize how, what those things was capable of doing. And we sucked so much of them in the air cleaner on the bulldozer that it stopped the air cleaner up so bad. You can't hardly choke a diesel engine down by starving it for air. It'll still keep trying to pull that air. Well, air creates friction. So like if you blow across, you're not supposed to blow air on your skin or anything, because if you get an air bubble, it gets in your bloodstream, it's gonna kill you. But you can take your fingers and you can blow air between your fingers, not grip them tight, but just kind of loosely. And your fingers will start getting hot from the friction of the air going through there. Well, what happened was that air filter got so stopped up on that bulldozer, and it was still trying to draw air through it, that it actually, it didn't flame up on the air cleaner. but it started smoldering like a cigarette. It actually got it ignited, not a flame, but just burning, just like how a cigarette does. Well, when it did that, then we knew it, but it ruined that turbo. It was sucking that hot air in there, and it messed that turbo up too. So we learned our lesson on that. We never dreamed that it would do that, but it will. Because you can't. A diesel engine has so much compression, it's gonna draw air, and that's what happened. It was still, even though that filter was stopped up that bad, it was still pulling that air through that thing, man, and it just got that air filter to smoldering. But those old white fuzzy things, it's still not quite yet. I hope we get this one cut before we have to deal with them, and we should, because we got it probably won't take us a couple of weeks here to knock this job on out. And you can see Kevin Derrick's over there cutting the track. We've cut, this is the north end of it, and we're going back that way. We got to cut all this pine over here too and go back that way. People ask me all the time how many acres, and we fool with so many tracks. I can't remember how many acres this one is right here, but we're gonna get her done.